been trying to upload the last video that I did to YouTube, but I don't know what's been going on with it, so I'm trying to reformat it and re-upload it and all that fun stuff. Hopefully it works this time, but we are going to pick up in the Bible Joseph and Potiphar's wife, Genesis 38:39, and we're chipping away at it. We're chipping away at Genesis, and we're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. But yes, I have been, trying to do my studies, and now it's, time to start seeds and all that fun stuff. So, hopefully, if I can figure it out, I will show you guys what I'm growing on, and yeah. Otherwise, I hope everybody's been staying warm and safe, and hopefully praying more than stressing out with everything that's going on. Just, those of you that are believers, you're looking up, and those of you that aren't, I hope you're accepting what your heart is telling you about God, because He speaks to all of us. All of us hear from Him. It's just a matter of if we're willing to accept that we're hearing from Him or not. That takes us to the next step of to salvation. So I pray salvation for you and your family in the name of Jesus. So again, we're picking up Genesis 38:39. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down hither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in his house of his master the Egyptian. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house, and all that he had put into his hand. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house, and over all he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not what he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person, and well favored. And it came to pass after these things, that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, Lie with me. But he refused, and he said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he had to my hand. There is none greater in this house, neither he that keepeth back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness, and sin against God? And it came to pass, she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened unto her not to lie by her, or to be with her. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand, and fled, and got him out. And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand, and was fled forth, that she called unto the men of her house, and spake unto them, saying, See, he that brought in me in see sorry he that brought in a Hebrew unto us to mock us, he came into me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. And it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me, and he fled and got him out. And she laid his garment by her until the Lord came home. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, that the Hebrew servant which thou hast brought home unto us came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me, and he fled out. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spake unto him, saying, after this manner that this manner did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. And Joseph's maker took him and put him into prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound. And he was there in prison. And the Lord was with Joseph, and showed him mercy, and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. And the keeper of the prison looked not on anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him, and that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper. Joseph interprets dreams. And it came to pass that after things, that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord and their king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was wroth against the two of his officers, against the chief of the butlers and against the chief of bakers. And he put them in the ward. I'm sorry, guys, hold on. It's like when your brain runs faster than your mouth, or the other way around, I don't know. But he put them in ward in the house of the captain of the guard unto the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he said, serve them. And they continued a season in the ward. And they dreamed a dream, both of them, each man his dream in one night, each man according to the interpretation of his dream, the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in the prison. And Joseph came in unto them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. And they asked Pharaoh's officers he asked the Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of his lord's house, saying, wherefore look ye so sadly today? And they said unto him, we have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, do not interpretations belong do not interpretations belong to God? Tell them, I pray you. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph, and he said unto him, in my dream, behold, a vine was before me, and in the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it budded, and after blossoms shot forth, and clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, and pressed them into the Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup to the Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, this is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Ye within 3 days shall the Pharaoh lift up thine head, and restore thee unto thy place, and thou shalt and that shalt uh, deliver Pharaoh's cup unto his hand, after the former manner, when thou wast his butler. But think on me when it shall be with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into this dungeon. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream. And behold, I had 3 white baskets on my bread. Oh, on my head, sorry. 3 white baskets on my head. And in the uppermost basket there was of all the manner of basket meats for Pharaoh, and the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head. And Joseph answered and said, This is an interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Ye within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee. And it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, and he made a feast unto all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup unto the Pharaoh's hand. But he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted to them. When did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him? Pharaoh's dream. And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years. That's crazy. Everybody just forgot him down there. That the Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came out of the river 7 well-favored kine, and flat-fleshed, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and the lean kine did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed the 2nd time, and behold, the 7 ears of corn came up on one stalk, rank and good. And behold, 7 thin ears, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for the magicians of Egypt, and all the wise men thereof, and Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret unto Pharaoh. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day. Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, but put me in ward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker, and we dreamed a dream in one night, I and he. We dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream, and there was there with us a young man, a Hebrew servant unto the captain of the guard, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams, and each man according to his dream he did interpret, and it came to pass as he interpreted it to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and brought Joseph And they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself, and changed his raiment, and came unto the Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, In my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of a river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, flat-fleshed, and well-favoured, and they fed in the meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them, poor and very ill-favoured, and lean-fleshed, such as I never saw in the land of Egypt for badness. And then the lean and the ill-favoured kine did eat up the first 7 fat kine. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favoured, as at the beginning. So I awoke, and I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up on one stalk, full and good, and behold, 7 ears withered, thin, and blasted from the east wind sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears, and I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it unto me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favoured kine that came up after them are 7 years, and the empty ears blasted by the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to show, or what God is about to do, he showed unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout the land of Egypt, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land, and the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of the famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that the dream was doubled unto the Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. Now therefore, let the Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set over him the land of Egypt. Let the Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up a 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food for those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be to store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And Pharaoh makes Joseph a ruler. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto the servant, Can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, As for much as God hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than you. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, that I set forth that I set forth, okay, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestments and vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And he cried before them, Bow the knee, and he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphanath Peneth, and he gave him a wife, Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On. And Joseph went over all of the land of Egypt. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh, and went throughout the land of Egypt. And in the 7 plenteous years the earth brought forth by handfuls, and he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities, and the food of the field, which was round about every city, he laid up in the same. And Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much until he left numbering, for it was without number. And unto Joseph was born 2 sons before the years of the famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for God said, He that made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. And the name of the second he called Ephraim. And God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my afflictions. And the 7 years of plenteousness that was in the land of Egypt were ended, and the 7 years of dearth began to come. According to Joseph, he said, and the dearth was in all the lands, but in the land of Egypt there was bread. And when all of the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And Pharaoh said unto the Egyptians, Go unto Joseph, what he saith to you do. And the famine was over all the face of the earth. And Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold unto the Egyptians. And the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt. And all the counties came into Egypt to Joseph to buy corn, because the famine was so sore in all the lands. Let me see what time I'm working on here. We'll keep on going. Joseph's brethren visit Egypt. So Genesis 41:42. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do you look one upon another? And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither, and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob, sat not with his brethren, for he said, Lest peradventure mischief befall him. Okay. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was the governor over the land, and he it was that sold all to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down before him with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, Whence come ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies, to see the nakedness of the land, you are come. And they said unto him, Nay, my lord, but to buy food, as thy servants come. We are all one man's sons. We are true men. Thy servants are no spies. But he said unto them, Nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said, Thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And, behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. And Joseph said unto them, that it is that I spake unto you, saying, Ye are spies. Hereby ye shall be proved. But the life of Pharaoh shall not go forth hence, except your youngest brother come hither. Send one of you, and I will let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that the words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you. Or else the life of Pharaoh, surely you are spies. And he put them all together into ward 3 days. And Joseph said unto them the third day, Do this, and live, for I fear God. If ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison, and go ye carry corn on the famine for your houses, and bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so. And they said one to another, We are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. And Reuben answered them, saying, Spake I not unto you, saying, Do not sin against the child, and you would not hear. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, and for he spake unto them by an interpreter. And he turned himself about from them and wept, and returned to them again, and communed with them. And he took from them Simeon, and bound him before their eyes. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn, and to restore every man's money unto his sack, and to give them provision for the way, and thus he did unto them. And they laden their asses with corn, and departed thence. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money, for behold, it was in the sack's mouth. And he said unto his brethren, My money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And their hearts failed them, and they were afraid, saying one to another, What is this that God hath done unto us? And they came unto Jacob their father into the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell them, saying, the man who is the Lord of the land spake roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country. And he said unto him, We are true men, we are no spies. We be 12 brethren, sons of one father, one is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the man of the Lord of the country said unto us, Hereby shall I know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone. And bringing your youngest brother unto me, then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that you are true men. So I will deliver you your brother, and ye shall traffic in the land. And it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, that, behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Jacob, their father, said unto them, Me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simon is not, and ye will take Benjamin away? All these things are against me. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, Slay my 2 sons, if I bring him not to thee. Deliver him unto my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. And he said, My son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, he is left alone. If mischief befalls him by the way in which ye go, then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. The second trip to Egypt. And then the famine was sore in the land, and it came to pass, when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said unto them, Go again, buy us a little food. And Judah spake unto him, saying, The man did solemnly protect unto us, saying, He shall not see my face, except your brother be with you. If thou wilt send our brother with us, we will go down and buy thee food. But if thou wilt not send him, we will not go down. For the man said unto us, Ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you. And Israel said, Wherefore dealt ye so ill with me, as to tell the man whether ye had yet a brother? And they said, The man asked us straitly of our state, and of our kindred, saying, Is your father yet alive? Have ye another brother? And we told him according to the tenor of these words. Could we certainly know that he would say, Bring your brother down? And Judah said unto Israel his father, Send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die, both we and thou, and also our little ones. I will be surety for him, and of my hand shalt they require him. If I bring him not unto thee, and set him before thee, then let me bear the blame forever. For except we had lingered surely, now we had returned this second time. And their father Israel said unto them, If it must be so now, do this. Take of the best fruits of the land in your vessels, and carry down the man a present, a little balm, and a little honey, spice, and myrrh, nuts, and almonds. And take double money in your hand, and the money was brought again in the mouths of your sacks. Carry it again in your hand. Peradventure, it was an oversight. So I'm going to leave it right here just because I definitely have to do stuff. I mean, if I could read all day, I would definitely do it. I don't know if my eyes would allow me to, but I would definitely try. Um, we're leaving off in a kind of a weird spot. So, hold on, I'm sorry for the sound of the rustling paper. Okay. So, I know we're leaving off in a weird spot. We're leaving off Genesis 42, 43, verse 13. But we will pick it back up, because I would love to get a little further along. I just want to say thank you for all that are listening and striving striving through with me. I really do appreciate all of you, and you're just a bunch of wonderful listening people, and hopefully, like I said, you're reading your own word. We're all growing together. We're all learning together. There's not anything that we know all of it and we're better than thou or whatever. We're learning together and we're growing together, and that's the whole point. Where two or more gather, he is with us. And so I want to say, Lord Jesus, I want to thank you for this time that we have together to read the word and to listen and to gather together unto you. I want to thank you for your protection over all of us, my family, and those on the other side of the screen. I want to pray over our food and our finances and our health. I want to pray over the nation and our governments, that they do what's right and that stop the nonsense that's going on. And I want to pray for those that are stressing out, that you show them to fear not. As we look at it as impossible, you say that there's nothing impossible through you, and that is true. It's proven true even in my own life. I know that you are a God of greatness and truth and love and light, and please show that to all of us, and please encourage us to get in the Word and to build a relationship with you of our own daily, and pick up our crosses and walk with you, and so that we can learn who we are through you, and you can help guide us into what our job and our purpose is down here for you, so that we don't get sidetracked away from what is good and true and lovely. And thank you, Lord Jesus. We love you. Amen. Yeah, thank you guys, and we'll do this again. So stay blessed and stay warm and stay hopeful. Keep the faith, and have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.